Hello and welcome to your end of the year full moon reading in Gemini. Full moon in Gemini reading that way. Cancer, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus and Mars. How are you doing today? This month's full moon is a super moon. That means it feels closer to the earth. It looks like it's enlarged, which makes the energy more intense than it usually is as well, Cancer. So for this full moon in Gemini, we'll be looking at communicative aspects. We'll be looking at everything that has to do with the planet Mercury. How did your perspectives change when it comes to communicating with yourself and others? How have the narratives in your life served you up until now? You might be reflecting on the intentions you set around 6 months ago during the new moon in Gemini. So everything that has to do with communicating with yourself and others, the perspectives on life, the perspectives that lead you to your higher selves, the perspectives that bind you to lower parts of yourself. So for you, Cancer, we have the King of Wands in the upright coming out, as well as the Six of Wands in the upright. So you're reflecting on accomplishments that have put you in the spotlight, is what I'm hearing this year. You've overcome negative self-talk. You've overcome, maybe some of you might have overcome an addiction. But what I'm hearing is that you have made peace with your demons. You have overcome your shadow. You have integrated your shadow. You might have been going through a process of individuation. And through all the lack of faith you had, we have two more kings coming out here. So you have been your highest self, and we have the King of Cups as well. So now that we have all the kings, it tells me that you have reached incredible heights this year, Cancer. You have developed, and it took you a lot to get here. By the way, this was a Knight. I misread, but we had the King of Cups coming out here, so I'll still take it. Now we're waiting for the King of Swords, exactly. But what I'm hearing is you've accumulated a lot of abundance in the material realm, in the emotional realm, as well as in the way you operate in this world. You have the Wheel of Karma, the Wheel of Fortune it came out in the reverse, but what I'm hearing is this is what you have overcome. Even when the odds were turned against you, Cancer, you've persevered and you've charged through any obstacles that were in your way, that stood in the way of your success. And because of all this hard work, because of even resisting the own obstacles you put in your way, it's the lower instincts you are bound to, is what I'm hearing. Like instincts that no one would look at you weird for. If you said, for example, if you want to sleep in longer, or if you're on a diet and you have a cheat day and you really go overboard, stuff like that, you were disciplined through your own distractions, is what I'm hearing, especially material distractions. We have the Two of Pentacles coming out, and what I'm hearing is it was really hard for you to juggle all of these things at once, bettering yourself while also standing in your way and refusing these instinctual I'm hearing, you might have called them sinful things, like the pleasure, the sinful stuff, like how can I explain this? I'm almost lost for words. You might have not been talking a lot, is what I'm hearing during this reflection period. We might have the Hermit coming out in this reading. Let's see if it does. Yeah, you were focused on your self-worth. You were focused on hustling. Like, you realized that if you want to live the life that you envision for yourself in the future, Cancer, you'll have to put in a lot of work, and you've activated something within yourself that it almost, it's like a family father, like a father providing for his family, but there's no family you're providing for. It's just you. And you've provided, it's like you were parenting yourself this year. you were disciplining yourself. Maybe you lacked discipline in your childhood, or you didn't have anyone to teach you these things. So now you parented yourself this year, Cancer. And it might have been a really rocky road because it took a while for my words to come out properly, but you have completed the cycle. I've been feeling Saturn energy, the number 10. We have another knight coming out here, the Knight of Wands. So your energy this year has been incredibly passionate, Cancer. For a lot of people, always describe a lot of people that I know, but to be fair, I know a lot of air signs, so take everything I say with a grain of salt. No shade, just tea. Cancer is sometimes described as a bit of a timid sign. And I do understand that it is connected to the moon. It is the mother. And if you imagine a mother, she lets you get away with everything, as opposed to a father who's much more authoritarian. Of course, everyone has their own experiences with mother, because everyone knows that the shadow side of Cancer, once their loyalty is tested, once they have reached a boundary, they can become very ferocious. You understand what it looks like when a mother is enraged, especially for the safety of her own child. She becomes very scary, scarier than anything else in this world, in my opinion. And just imagine a lioness. You have kind of activated this energy because you see yourself as your own child, Cancer. So you've become a very ferocious mother that protects themselves or their inner child. The Hermit card didn't come out, but I did feel a lot of Hermit energy. Yeah, this is what I was feeling as well. A lot of intense feelings brewing on the inside of you. So your emotions are stronger than usual right now. I've been feeling that, Cancer. This might have been really exhausting for you to deal with, but let's keep reading. Are you experiencing a wave of emotional intensity? Allow yourself to feel and express these emotions. Releasing them will bring you peace. We have marriage coming out as well. Marriage is a blend of love, trust, and responsibility. Are you considering a deeper commitment? Ensure you are ready for the responsibilities and challenges that come with it. So a message that is coming through really clearly at the moment, oh wow, exactly, is that you might have seen yourself in relationships a lot in which you were not valued as much as you would have liked to. You might have been more of a giver than a taker, and people really abused that characteristic of yours, Cancer. So you've been I'm hearing emotionally exploited a lot. And what I'm hearing is that this year, what you were reflecting on, or what you have been reflecting on, what the full moon in Gemini wants you to realize, is that you have finally realized your own value. And that has been reflected in the relationships you will now cultivate or have left in your life, is what I'm hearing. So I'm going to read these 3 cards. We have value indication, trust, observe, illusion, and awakening potential as the bottom deck energy of this oracle deck. I'll read these cards for you, Cancer. Your inner value is greater than you realize. Perhaps you've been questioning your worth lately. Focus on affirming your unique qualities daily, and you'll become more confident in your value. Trust, observe. Your intuition is quietly guiding you, but sometimes you need to pay more attention to the small changes around you. Reflect on recent moments of confusion. By observing the little details, you sharpen your intuition over time. And this is nicely connected to the last card, illusion. What you see may not always be the full picture. Are you caught up in a false image or misunderstanding? Look beyond the surface and the real truth will reveal itself. So what I'm hearing, Cancer, is that you've just assumed most of your life that people have the same intentions as you do. So you've assumed the best of people when a lot of times they didn't deserve that. Just because you have a certain way of talking to people, of thinking of them, just because you have certain intentions doesn't mean that you're the opposite. Like your opposite will mirror you, you know. And I think you've been working through illusions by not assuming but observing the things around you, how people talk to you, how you feel after you've spoken to a person. If you feel I'm hearing excited, or if you feel like destabilized, emotionally, if you feel down all of a sudden and really heavy in your chest. And I think you've been listening to these emotions and the actual observations of your heart rather than the hope of your heart or the assumptions your heart makes based on its own light, its own fullness. Not everyone's cup is filled the way yours is, Cancer. So you've been made aware this year by reflecting and pausing, surrendering, that everyone shines in their own way and not all light is compatible with yours, you know? Let's pull some more clarifiers. We have integration. Yeah, I've been feeling this process like as if you're going through the process of individuation, integrating your shadow into your personality. And wait, let me show you the imagery on this card. So we have, on the lower level here, we have the snake. And this is what I interpret as your lower emotions, like connected to the devil in the upright. So things that go against what your higher self would do, basically. 1113 on the timer when I checked. And with the branch coming down here, it's as if these two are now connected. Your highest self and your lowest self are trying to find balance between the two. And with 3-3 and the integration card coming out here, it's as if your shadow self and your higher self, your light self, or whatever you would call it, are mirroring each other. They're looking at each other. And maybe if you're familiar with the movie Annihilation, it's based on a book by, I'm not sure what the first name of the author is, but his last name is Vandermeer. There's a scene where, oh God, I don't even know how to describe this. I think it was Keira Knightley or Natalie Portman or something. She was facing this exact replication of her, and it was this dark matter kind of, I don't even know if it was dark matter, but it imitated her perfectly. And that is you and your shadow self kind of dancing together now. You're imitating each other. You're seeing each other in a real light, which is making it much easier for you to be whole within yourself. Exactly. You are going through an ascension process. These are really abstract themes, Cancer. So despite all these earthly success, like all this earthly success you have accumulated this past year, you have been in a really high vibrational, is what I'm hearing, headspace. You've ascended to higher realms of consciousness is what I'm hearing. So you might have really gone into spirituality this year, Cancer, the past 6 to 12 months, because look at the bird here. It has reached higher realms, like, yeah, higher realms than the sun. So it has how can I explain this? Beyond the sun. We still have the sun rising here, you know, while you were integrating these shadow and light aspects within yourself. It didn't take long for you to actually rise and ascend, you know. We have perception coming out here. Okay, so we have these duality themes, which are really fitting with the Gemini full moon, because looking at the full moon and a new moon, so if a new moon is a conjunction between the sun and the moon, a full moon is a opposition. So the sun and the moon are in opposition to each other, which always signals something like the end, the beginning, yin and yang energy, expansion, reduction, and also light and dark aspects within yourself, right? So this is what you have mastered. I also see this as finding a soulmate within yourself, bringing balance to the divine masculine and divine feminine energy within, which makes you whole again. So this is the last card I'll pull from this deck. We have another sun card coming out. So you are rising above so many things, so many situations, so many people that are just not connected to you anymore. This is a new day. We have another couples card coming out here. So we started with 3-3 and we are ending with 1-1. And on the bottom deck, we have another spiral. We have many spirals here and changes. So you have went through immense changes. You are not the same person you were 12 months ago. You have completely changed your inner and outer reality, Cancer. Some random messages I'm getting now are that you might have moved locations, states, countries, even continents. You might have learned a new language. You might have gotten a new job that has brought you much more material abundance. You might have said goodbye to many people. But what I'm hearing is it's not that you said goodbye to them, that you cut them out of your life. It was just that you charged ahead so quickly that you had no choice but to leave certain people behind because they were just slower. And that you didn't do that with any malice either. Exactly. But you did take it one step at a time. You didn't go too quick, Cancer. So I see the mountain ahead and dedicate myself to taking one small step at a time. I make progress by staying focused on the present moment, the current task. Thus, I regain my ease of living. Yeah, you followed the own rhythm of your drum, or drum of your whatever it's called. You know what I mean. You basically follow your own heartbeat, your own frequency, transformation. I am constantly evolving. I improve inwardly by working on my weaknesses and refining my strengths. Life ensures I'm presented with situations that will help me learn and grow. I am aware of my progress and open my wings to the light. So again, you are completely different. This reaffirms what I just said. You have changed so much that people might not be able to recognize you. People from, I'm hearing your old life. Exactly. You made choices to get here. You made a lot of choices really quickly. We had the Two of Pentacles coming out earlier. And all the choices you made, you knew that they were for your highest self. You choose to wake up really early in the morning. You choose to get another job. You choose to do all these things that you knew would make it hard for you to sleep well, make it hard for you to go out with the people that you love. And it would change who you are as a person, how you would view the world. It made you grumpy a lot this year, is what I'm hearing. But you knew that karma would come back to you. Like good karma would come back to you tenfold. So I'll read these two last cards and then close out your reading. Cancer, I choose serenity, light, and positive energy. No matter what I go through, I choose happiness. I rise above fear and direct my thoughts to God. Manifestation of light. I see the beauty in me. I grow and develop my inner self in harmony with light and beauty. I free myself from negativity. My heart transforms, my intellect shines, and my inner light grows. So I'm hearing that putting so much time, like investing so much energy and time into your own betterment has completely transformed not just your relationship with yourself, not just your material abundance, not just the people in your life, but also the way you act and feel in your body. You might feel, I'm hearing, younger than you were before. You might be much more agile than you were before. You've been more active. You might have lost some weight. You might just be a little healthier. You might have cut out sugar. I've been hearing a lot of, like, when I had a hard time earlier describing the base instincts that have kind of been pulling you back from reaching complete self-discipline, like the devil in the upright card, all I kept tasting was like sweet stuff in my, like pancakes and whipped cream and stuff like that. So you might have been really fighting against your own cravings, Cancer, and that is really commendable. That is very impressive to me. So that was your full moon in Gemini reading, Cancer. I hope the last and second biggest full moon of this year, I think the biggest of full moon of this year, the super moon, was the one in November, the beaver moon. But I hope this last full moon will bring you some more clarity, and that you are still reflecting upon all the work you have put in this year and how far it has brought you. Thank you so much for being here. I have a hard time talking properly. So again, talk to people, you know. I get that you want to work on your self-growth, which is commendable. Again, you are doing everything right, but make sure to not forget that you're a human. You need community, especially you know, 1919 on the timer. So with that, if you like this reading, leave me a like, a subscribe, or anything else you would like to leave back here. Let's exchange energy. And I hope you have a great full moon. And until your next reading, Cancer, bye.